Good morning, everybody. It's me again. Good morning. Welcome to our Wednesday tea and toast. As you can see, Luke is with me this morning. Morning, Luke.
Good morning. How you doing?
All right, are you? So
Yeah,
just
good,
to give
good.
you guys the heads up, if Luke, he might have to keep moving his microphone away because he's got a bit of a chest infection at the minute. So if he has a bit of a coughing fit here, might just be mute for a few minutes.
I'm not being ignorant.
He's not ignoring me. That's what he said. Anyway. I don't know if I believe him, but yeah. So Laurel's just said good morning. Morning, Laurel. Hope you're doing okay.
Morning,
today.
Laurel.
So yeah, I just thought we'd have a little chat today about what's going on in the world and what's going on in the UK. More importantly, and I guess the biggest thing at the moment is lockdown. And just wondering how everyone's feeling and coping. So I'll start off with myself. I think it's the end of week 2 today, isn't it? So we're halfway through lockdown.
Seems longer.
Exactly that. That's just what I was going to say. And I was having a conversation with my mum yesterday and said, although we're halfway through, we've done 2 weeks, it feels like so much longer. And it's just a funny old lockdown this time, isn't it? And we were just having a quick chat beforehand, Luke and I, and doesn't really feel like an actual lockdown this time. It's very strange. The weekdays feel very normal to me because the kids are going to school. I mean, we're working but from home, so that's slightly different. It's as though you do your working week, the kids do their week at school, and you get to the weekend and then it's like, right, that's it then. Don't do anything fun, don't see anyone, don't spend time with any friends or family. And yeah, it's all a little bit depressing. How are you feeling about it all?
Yeah, pretty much the same. How can you feel about it? You know, you can't do what you need to do, but it is what it is, isn't it? And it's a way of coping with it. People cope in different ways, which is what we're going to talk about anyway as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're going to talk about. I think it's the time of year. They always said back in the summer that, you know, we were so lucky with the weather during our first lockdown. And if this was to happen again, which obviously it has, that the winter would be a lot more hard, a lot harder, and probably a lot more depressing. And you know,
exactly.
This is why
in the first lockdown, if you had a garden, you're lucky enough to sit outside in it and you know, it was nice. But now it's kind of like, I mean, today I don't know.
Getting your exercise, you know, once a day, getting out in that sunshine and that, it was lovely. You were walking the dog or, you know, whatever it was you did for your daily exercise. But, you know, and I mean, Saturday here, I'm in Northampton and Luke's in Leicester. It rains all day here on Saturday, did not stop, like from the second we got up to the second we went to bed. And, you know, who wants to go out and go for a walk in that? It's depressing.
It's the same here. It's raining today as well.
Is it? It's very gloomy here today. We've not had any rain yet, but I'm pretty sure it's on the way. Probably just at the time I've got to go and pick the kids up from school because it always rains on the school run. Always.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like the Truman Show. It was just raining as soon as you. It's like the Truman Show.
I've never seen that.
You're not seeing it. It's really good.
No.
Timing wise is
okay.
Anyway, another watch the film. We'll talk about another day.
You're digressing. Well, you know, I've not got much to do this weekend, so I might try and watch the trip. Is it a film? Yeah,
Jim Carrey.
Oh, okay. Perhaps I'll work that into my busy schedule this weekend. So I don't know. It's a funny old time for everyone, and I think the problem is, well, how I'm feeling is I'm a real organizer. I'm a planner. I like to have things planned, especially with the Christmas period coming up and with the children. And I just don't like the fact that I can't really plan anything. You know, all the lovely Christmassy, I love Christmas with the kids. It's one of my favorite times of year. And all the lovely things we normally do, like we always go to the pantomime on Christmas Eve. That's been cancelled. You know, the little Christmas get-togethers and, you know, your Christmas nights out with your work friends or, you know, your girlfriends, you know, whatever. You just can't plan any of it because although we are coming out apparently on the 2nd of December, we're going into a tiered lockdown, a tiered thing, aren't we?
Is that definite, is it? Is that
well,
we're actually coming out on the 2nd?
Yes. Well, I heard on the news this morning that one of the MPs was saying when we come out on the 2nd, it is going into a tiered system. but they're still working out the sort of finer details of it, which they'll let us know nearer the time, which, well, you know, that'll probably be the day before, won't it?
Yeah.
So it's very hard to plan anything. And did you see on the news this morning, they were saying that apparently there's going to be these 5 days over Christmas where you can mix in a few bubbles so you can enjoy Christmas, which is great because everyone wants to see their family and friends or, you know, loved ones. It's just a concern as to how it's going to work. And then the implications of that after, because yesterday there was over like 600 deaths, wasn't there?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a good idea because it is needed. But if you got to go into a system and you got to go in lockdown, how can they afford to have 5 days where people are just going around?
That's it. Well, that's what they were saying on. Yeah, they were saying on the news this morning. You know, COVID doesn't have a day off, so if we all, and I pretty much guarantee people are going to go mental if we have those 5 days. Everyone's going to abuse it, I think, and the majority. And then what's the repercussions of that going to be for us all in January? Now, January is the most depressing month of the year anyway. So throw in a lockdown or some very high tier system into that. God. I think it's going to be tough. I think it's going to be really tough.
Time. It's going to be a really hard time.
It's going to be really hard. And it's going to be really hard for people's mental health. There's so much worry out there at the moment with people and their jobs and, you know, money. This time of year is so pressured. Bianca's just said, great to see Luke in the real world. Good morning to you both. Good morning, Bianca.
Morning.
I know. I think actually this is the first tea and toast where we've got Luke on a night.
Well, I'm not on the beach. Yeah. Usually I'm on the beach with my glasses on, aren't I?
Yeah, he's normally sat on a beach with his glasses on. But yeah, he's got some new technology, which means he can now actually join us live, and I don't just have to talk to a photo of him, which is awesome. Makes things a lot easier to have a conversation, that's for sure. Yeah, so it's just all a bit of a worry, isn't it? And there's a lot of pressure on everyone at the moment. I'm feeling the pressure. I know everyone that I speak to, you know, I haven't met one person yet who's not feeling worried or concerned or, you know, and everyone has. I saw a thing on Facebook the other day. It says, we're all in the same ocean, but we're not all in the same boat. So, you know, we're all going through this, everyone who lives here, but our situations are slightly different. And, you know, what may be a worry for one person if they haven't got that job security or that income coming in, but someone else has, but perhaps they've got a very poorly family member. We've all got different pressures and worries at the minute. And I just think it's really important to talk. That for me is probably key. Talking about it and not feeling embarrassed or ashamed to admit that you're worried or, you know, that you're struggling, because I think at the minute more than ever there's so many more people that are feeling exactly the same. It would surprise you, and to admit and to speak about it doesn't mean that you're admitting defeat or people are going to think differently of you, because certainly won't. I know for myself, I speak about my anxiety, my insomnia, and I speak about it a lot because I think it's important. Sometimes people who might seem got it all together, very, you know, are the ones who are really inside are struggling the most. But when you speak to someone and explain your worries or, you know, your anxieties, and someone else replies back, oh, I feel the same. I suffer with that. Or it just makes you feel like you're not alone. And it makes you feel like there's other people out there who understand what you're going through. I don't know about you, but when you speak to someone and they understand or have had similar feelings, it sort of takes a bit of weight off your shoulders, and it lifts a bit of those, you know, those worries and whatnot. So you know, keep talking. It's really important, especially at the minute. And without being too depressed. Without being too
great at it, but
well, yeah, that's it. None of us are great at it. It's
but it is good to talk.
It's a learning curve for us all, for sure. But I think, you know, we're in for some tough times to come, and I don't think we're anywhere near sort of out of the water yet. So without being too depressing, it's really important we look after our own mental health and just look out for each other. So I've got a few tips here. So it's about what to do if you're worried about your well-being and your mental health during lockdown. And I thought I'd just go through a few of these tips with you because they're just handy to know. And some of them you might think, Oh, brilliant. Yeah, I'll do that. And some of them you might think a load of rubbish. So doesn't matter. Some will like, some won't. But let's see. So let's go through these then. So number 1, keep well connected. Make sure you're keeping connected to colleagues, friends, and family on a regular basis. Use technology to keep in touch with everyone. Well, that's really like what we've just spoken about. Talking, keeping in touch. You know, you maybe can't pop round to see your mum and dad or your brother and sister at the moment, but you can use what technology is available to you. You can ring them, you can FaceTime, you can email, you can text. Loads and loads of different avenues of ways that we can keep in touch with people. And like I just said a minute ago, sometimes just having that chat with someone, and you could be feeling really down, and getting it off your chest, chatting with someone can just make you feel a lot better and alleviate some of those worries and problems. So yeah, talking, you've got to talk, you've got to stay in touch with people. And hopefully 2 more weeks of this lockdown and we might see a slight difference, which allows us to have a bit more interaction with other people. So we'll keep our fingers crossed on that one. Okay, so prioritize. So organize your time and make sure you are finding time to relax and enjoy and engage in activities that interest you. So I think that's a really important one. I don't know about you guys, like my life is so busy with the kids and just day to day running the house. And a lot of the times when it gets to the evening, I feel burnt out, and I feel by the time the kids have gone to bed, it's really hard to make time for you or for me. So I always try to make sure that in the evenings, once the children are in bed and they're sorted and I've done everything I need to do for the day, I have like an hour of reading, because that's my relaxing, a bit of me time. I mean, there's not much else you can do, but you know, run yourself a nice bath, or if it's listening to music that you like, make sure you do some nice things for you, because that's really important, isn't it? What would you do, Luke, to a bit of you time?
Bit of me time, listen to some music, play on my computer.
Yeah.
Usually it'd be gym, but obviously you can't do that at the minute, and I don't do it at home at the minute. It's
yeah.
So yeah, computer and music. I like. Oh, put a good film on.
Yeah, because that's a nice escapism, isn't it? I think that's the same with reading. And you know, when you've got a lot on your mind, stick a film on to get interested in, or read a book. What I like to do, and what I've done loads over the first lockdown, is get stuck into some good box sets on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
I'm running out of things to watch, although I'm going to start The Crown tonight, or maybe
I've heard a lot about it. I've not
looks
watched
really
it myself.
good. I'm not a big. I watched a bit of I think I watched 2 seasons of The Crown before, and I got a bit bored of it. But because it's coming up to like with Princess Diana in it, and who I really liked.
So is it based on the real life?
Yeah, this is based on exactly what happened in history. So yeah, I think that's going to be my next box set, but that might have to wait to the weekend, because Laurel, you've heard of The Crown as well. Yeah, it's like it's just the new season's just come out, and it's supposed to be really good. So if you're looking for something to watch and you fancy like a bit of royal family and political history, then give it a try.
I'm watching Vikings for the 3rd time.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, I've not seen that. What's that on?
So many things that I could watch. It's on Amazon.
Okay.
You can get it on the internet as well.
I'm not a big Viking lover, so I'm not sure if that'll really float my boat.
Yeah, it's not the best thing to watch if you're not into Vikings.
No. So I'll
The Crown, I think I'll give that a go as well. The Crown.
Yeah, it's worth a go, definitely. And if you've got Amazon Prime, there's amazing one on there called This Is Us. It is so amazing. Over the first lockdown, I did 4 seasons of it, and they've just started season 5, and I'm just watching. I think it's like 1 a week at the minute, because they're so delayed because of lockdown. But oh my god, it's amazing. So yeah, if you've got a bit of spare time on your hands and fancy a box set, The Crown, The Vikings, Luke said, not sure about that, or This Is Us. They're really good ones. Okay. So the next thing to do, right, stay creative. Now that's a really, really good way of alleviating stress and worry, is getting yourself creative. So I don't know if any of you guys follow the Curator Educator. Sophia does some amazing things. She used to do her crafternoons, obviously, in the real world, but because of lockdown and everything else, she does actually run them online. So you can, if you follow her on Facebook, or I think she's on Twitch now and YouTube, you can follow her, and actually she'll give you, I think, the heads up like the day before of what materials or things you'll need. And yeah, you can follow her online and do an online crafternoon session, which, if you're the crafty type, is a really good way of chilling and, you know, relaxing. It's yeah, I'm not very crafty. Luke, you're crafty.
Well, I enjoy a little bit of crafts. I won't say I'm crafty. I'm not very good at it.
I know. Sophia's amazing. So yeah, that's the creator educator. So follow her if you fancy doing a bit of creative. Or there's lots of those. I spoke about these before, you know, like the adult colouring books, like the mindfulness. They're really good as well. If you're into colouring, and it's just an easy, it's one of those things you could sit and do perhaps while watching something on the telly. It's a nice, easy, relaxing.
You know what I like doing? I like doing crosswords. Crosswords are good.
Do you?
Yeah, crosswords are good.
Yeah, I'm not a big
pass a bit of time.
Yeah, it's a great way, and it's really good for your brain, isn't it, to do crosswords? My dad does, well, I don't know, he used to, I don't know if this, he always used to do some crosswords just to try and keep his brain ticking over. I'm not sure it's the same thing. I like to play solitaire on my phone.
All right,
yeah, I'm addicted to that. Like,
I've never been able to get into that.
Really? Oh, I've loved solitaire from when I was younger, like playing it on a big PC, and now I've got it on my phone, but I'd have to try and limit myself because I can get like addicted, and before I know it, okay, so moving on. So next one is an activity planner. If you're struggling to, you know, have some routine to your week, you could use an activity planner to organize your week and schedule in activities that you can look forward to. Even if it's things like, if they've, you know, if you've been furloughed and you really haven't got a lot going on at home, look at some different online stuff that you can do and sort of schedule it into your day. I think it's really, really important to continue a routine. Oh, Laurel likes crafts and she likes solitaire. Yeah. You're a gamer, aren't you, Laurel? You're really good with all stuff like that. But yeah, keeping a routine to your day is so important, because what can happen, and, you know, a lot of us did it or are doing it, in that you lose all routine as things like your bedtime, what time you normally go to sleep, what time you normally get up. And then that can lead you down a real different path, because you're all out of sync. And inevitably this lockdown will end, and you will end up getting, you know, if you're going back to work or anything like that. So keeping the same sleep pattern, you know, albeit you might, you know, 1 hour here or there, but making sure you get a decent night's sleep and making sure you don't then spend the next day laying in bed is really important, because that structure to your day is what will keep you getting through it. And, you know, eating at normal times, and you do need that little bit of structure for sure. Yeah, I mean, I have to have structure because the kids are still at school, so there's no like lay-in for me, or, you know, I've got my time, I'm a rota of what time I need to pick them up and this and that. And same with you, Luke. So, and I'll, you know, even working from home, so I like still having that sort of routine. Okay.
Yeah, it is important.
So, sorry.
It is important to have your routine.
Yeah, it's really important for sure. Okay, so this one we speak about so many times, but it's so important. And if you can do, is exercise. Now, that doesn't mean that we think you should do a massive 10-mile run, or it's what works for you. So as I've told you about so many times, I do my boot camp, and since the first lockdown, we've been on Zoom, and we've never come back off Zoom because the rules haven't allowed us to. And as much as like, I think, oh, I can't be bothered to do it, I then, of an evening, so it's tonight, I do it on Mondays, Wednesdays and Saturdays. So tonight is my boot camp. And once I've done it, I just feel so great. It's those endorphins, and it really does work, doesn't it? I mean, you know more about exercise than me, Luke. It works.
It does. You could talk for hours about what it does for you, which is all good and no bad. And it's important while we're in lockdown and we can't get out as much as we want to get out, and we go gym and things like that. not everybody can train at home. Not everybody wants to train at home.
Yeah.
But there's so many things you can do. I mean, I'll make videos and I'll show you some things once I'm back on my feet of what to do. But in the meantime, go on YouTube and you can look at things like seated exercising. You can literally train while you're watching telly. You know, granted, it's not going to be high intensity stuff, but it's still moving. It's still getting the blood circulating. And
on Loose Women today, they had a section on. They had like a trainer come on who was showing them how to do seat exercises. So they were literally all sat in sofas and showing different ways of exercising. And like Luke said, there's so many different things you can do at home, or even if it's like just getting that walk in a day, which gets you out the house, which links in with so many different things. That will keep you having a structure, a routine to your day if you went out at the same time.
How much better it will make you feel about yourself is insane. It really does. It can work wonders. But it's just getting out there and starting it.
It is, and that's the hardest bit. It's actually doing it. And not only does it obviously help you body-wise, but mentally, oh my gosh, it makes such a difference, and it's so really important. So yeah, try and do a little bit here and there. So while we're talking about exercise, just so. We as a team are doing our 3,000 push-up challenge, aren't we?
Yes.
So what are we up to now? Can you think off the top of your head what we're up to?
At the moment, I believe it's around 700.
Okay, we're about 700.
Somewhere around there, I think. We will get it done. We will get it done.
We will. Luke's very confident. What we do is we do like each of the team, when we've done some push-ups at home, we'll video them and send them over to our group WhatsApp. And Luke's in total at the minute, I think Steve is smashing it out of all of us.
Steve's way ahead at the minute. I mean, I've got a grand total of I think 30 at the minute I've done. But that's just because of how I am at the minute health-wise. Yeah. I'll be on it and we'll smash it.
I said to Luke the other day, I'm getting a bit worried about this. We're halfway through the month and we're not even past 1,000 yet. So we just need to get Luke better and then he can start smashing them out.
Even if it's the last day of November and we have to do 2,000, it's getting done.
Yeah. If we just spend the whole day on the last day of November, we do nothing but push-ups.
But don't forget, it's a team effort as well. So anybody else wants to get involved.
Yeah, exactly. So if you guys want to get involved and want to send a video over of you doing some push-ups and we can add them to our total, please do. You only need to do, you can do 10, you can do 5, you can do 50. We'd love some more people to get involved with us. I'm actually going to get my son to do some because I did say that I was going to get him to do them. Right, so he needs to help the team out. I don't know about me. We need to get him on it.
And you don't worry if you can't do the normal press ups. Do them on your knees.
I do knee ones, don't I? I do knee ones. I can't do a full on press up. I do the knee ones, which is even then they kill me because I'm not the most fit, I have to say.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter your form. It just it's the best to your ability, and that's all we worry about. That's all we care about really, and it's just for such a good cause.
It's all about bringing exactly.
What is the cause? What is the charity?
It's a Teenage Cancer Trust. It's bringing awareness to that as well. So even if you don't do a press up, just go on the website and have a look at Teenage Cancer Trust and share it, or let somebody else know about it.
Yeah, that's just as important. Just as important. So perhaps we'll give you maybe on Friday we'll give you a total of where we're at, and then each Friday we'll do it online and tell people where we're at.
What's the day today? What are we on? Wednesday
today. So Friday we'll come online and say where we're at, and then we'll do it every Friday until the end, and then we've got a bit of accountability then, because then people know where we're at, and people can see how we're doing. And I think perhaps as well we'll try and maybe post a few videos of a few of the team doing them, just to show there's all different ways of us doing them. So don't worry.
What I can do until I'm better and I'm able to do press ups myself, I can make a video and keep you updated. I've got a big whiteboard and I'll keep you updated with what we got going on.
We'll do that. So how long left? What day is it today? It's the 17th. Oh, it's the 18th.
17th, yeah.
18th.
No, 18th.
Yeah,
we've got time. We've got ages. We've got ages.
Luke's so confident.
I will do more. We'll go past the 3,000 mark.
That's what he keeps saying.
I tell you now.
Oh, we'll get it done by hook or by crook. We will. Anyway, so yeah, exercise, so important. And then moving on to the last thing, which is just as important, is sleep. Now, I can't tell you how much I value my sleep because, as I've told you all, loads of times I have insomnia.
Sorry, 1 second.
That's okay. I have insomnia and it's horrendous. So Sunday night and Monday night, I just couldn't sleep. Laid there, tossing and turning. I think over the 2 nights, I got about 4 hours sleep. And the difference to how I feel after a night of no sleeping and a night of getting a good night's sleep is just insane. I feel like a different person. And so that's why it's just so important to get good sleep if you can. I have to make sure that you're back with us, Luke. You're right.
Yeah. Talk about sleep still.
Yeah, still sleep, just about how important it is and how I'm just saying I had 2 Sunday and Monday night. I just didn't sleep this week, but last night wasn't brilliant, but a bit better. And the difference it makes me feel like a different person just having that decent sleep. And it's so important. And getting yourself into a good sort of, it sounds silly, bedtime routine. I know we're not all sort of 5 and 6, but it's things like not having you going on your phones just before you're going to sleep. That's why I always try to read, because find that a real relaxing way to drift off to sleep. It's just so important. And affects.
It is really important. It
has a knock-on effect.
I need to practice everything. Everything. Your day's going to go a lot smoother if you get enough sleep.
And I think you just deal with things differently I think I'm a horrible person when I haven't had a lot of sleep. It's like kids, if they're tired and they're ratty, you're tired, you need more sleep. And us as adults are the same. We're ratty. We can't deal with things as well. Even for me, it makes me, when I'm tired, I want to eat bad stuff. I don't want to do my exercise. It's such a knock-on effect of everything. So Laurel's just said that she has a bedtime routine. That's brilliant, Laurel. It's really, really important. Just can make such a difference to your day. So that was it. That was my little tips for how to cope with your well-being during lockdown. And as I have said so many times, and I will say again, the doors at the yard are closed at the moment, but we are still open. We're here. Luke and I are still working from home. Other members of the team are doing bits and bobs. So if you need us, you can contact us. You can email us on shout@communitycourtyard.org. You can message us on any of our social media platforms, and we will get back to you. And if you want to have a chat, or you fancy coming on to one of these tea and toasts as a little guest one morning because you've got something you're really passionate, you want to talk about, we'd love to hear from you. So that's it from Luke and I this morning. Take care, guys. Wednesday, hump day, only a couple of days, and the weekend's here. And then you can crack on with DIY or The Crown. Watch The Crown. So have a great Wednesday, everybody. And I will see you all soon. See you later.
See you later.
Bye.
Take care.